In the realm of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, two characters have recently caught the attention of fans and critics alike: Jennifer Walters, known as She-Hulk, and Kamala Khan, the charming Miss Marvel. Both characters bring something unique to the table, but their journeys through the world of superheroes tell very different stories. Despite sharing thematic ground, their execution leads us to the question, why does She-Hulk often fall flat while Miss Marvel thrives? Let's kick things off by diving into their character foundations. When we first meet Jennifer Walters, she's portrayed as a confident, high-powered attorney with a knack for navigating the courtroom. As She-Hulk, she's representing herself as both a superhuman and a professional, claiming control with undeniable bravado. It certainly sounds appealing on paper, a superhero lawyer ready to take on the world, yet there's a disconnect. Jennifer exudes confidence so effortlessly that it occasionally teeters into arrogance. She becomes a figure that some viewers struggle to relate to. As the narrative unfolds, we witness Jen's interactions with iconic characters like Bruce Banner, where she often embodies a tone of superiority, lecturing him on how to control his anger. It's one thing to be confident, but there's a thin line between confidence and condescension. Bruce, with his decades of battling inner demons, deserves respect, not a lecture from his cousin who's just discovered her Hulk powers. This dynamic leaves some viewers rolling their eyes instead of cheering for her victories. Then we have Kamala Khan, the lovable, quirky teenager, who embodies a much more relatable and endearing persona. She's living her life in Jersey City, desperately trying to navigate the turbulence of adolescence while idolizing superheroes. Unlike Jen, Kamala's journey is grounded in vulnerability. When she discovers her powers, she's not initially a polished hero. She's awkward, unsure, and fascinated by the very idea of being a superhero. Her nerdy enthusiasm and fangirling over the Avengers make her character instantly relatable to viewers, especially those who've ever fantasized about what it would be like to have superpowers. Kamala's identity as a Pakistani American adds another layer to her character that resonates deeply with many fans. Her struggles with cultural identity, familial expectations, and self-discovery create a rich tapestry of experiences that paint a genuine picture. Unlike She-Hulk's often self-referential humor, Kamala's comedic moments come from authentic situations. Who hasn't experienced the awkwardness of a crush or the anxiety of a family dinner? Now, let's shift our focus to the stakes each character faces. She-Hulk takes a unique approach, using the legal system as a backdrop for the drama. However, the stakes often feel incredibly low. Jennifer's courtroom battles revolve around civil cases, like mundane legal disputes or who gets the family dog, rather than the epic confrontations we typically associate with superheroes. The level of tension just doesn't hold the same weight as other Marvel stories. Viewers may find themselves wondering if they're tuning into a legal drama rather than an action-packed superhero adventure. In stark contrast, Ms. Marvel dives into real stakes that resonate on a personal level. Kamala's challenges with her newfound powers extend beyond supervillains. They intersect with the emotional landscape of her family life. She grapples with the fear of disappointing her parents, the desire to fit in, and the challenge of living up to her newfound identity as a superhero. There's tangible growth and development. Each episode presents conflicts that push her to evolve. Let's not forget the comedy, an essential ingredient in any superhero tale. In She-Hulk, humor often attempts to ride on clever fourth-wall breaks and witty one-liners. "Look at me, I know I'm in a show," Jennifer might quip. But humor without context often misses the mark. It comes off as forced, leaving many viewers chuckling out of obligation rather than genuine amusement. On the flip side, Ms. Marvel effortlessly weaves humor into its narrative. Kamala's quirky personality shines through in scenes where she fumbles her way into chaos, whether it's accidentally morphing her powers at inopportune moments or having awkward interactions with her crush. Her awkwardness and earnestness are relatable, making audiences laugh with her, not at her. This approach to humor roots itself in character development and situational dynamics, making every laugh feel genuine. Next, we delve into supporting characters, the backbone of any storyteller's toolkit. In She-Hulk, we encounter a cast that often feels underutilized. While the legal landscape introduces a few characters, they often seem like mere set dressing for the courtroom, lacking depth and personality. The character of Jennifer's boss, for instance, feels like the generic office cliché. While he exists to set the professional tone, he doesn't create compelling dialogue or relationships with Jen that would elevate the story. He becomes just another face in the crowd, making her journey feel somewhat lonely and disconnected. In contrast, Ms. Marvel thrives on its vibrant supporting cast. Kamala's group of friends adds layers to her character and injects a delightful energy into the narrative. Characters like Bruno, her tech-savvy best friend, and Nakia, a fierce advocate for her Muslim community, offer Kamala not just friendship, but realistic relationships full of banter and genuine support. Their interactions feel authentic, and they ground Kamala's superhero journey in real-life dilemmas. The rich dynamic between Kamala and her family is particularly noteworthy. Her parents are not just obstacles or comedic backdrops, they are integral to her character's development. Kamala's mother is portrayed with warmth, love, and traditional values, bringing both humor and complexity to her character. The cultural nuances explored in family gatherings and home life allow viewers to connect on a deeper emotional level. There are moments of hilarity that highlight family quirks, showing that superhero dilemmas and everyday family tensions often intersect. Now let's shift our focus to themes of identity and representation, an area where both series have much to offer but deliver in very different ways. She-Hulk attempts to engage with the theme of identity by having Jennifer wrestle with her duality as a superhero and a lawyer. However, this exploration feels somewhat superficial. The emotional weight of her powers and what they represent are often sidelined for legal dramas. Despite being a character who can transform, the exploration of her journey doesn't delve deeply into how being She-Hulk impacts her psyche, relationships, and identity as a whole. Conversely, Ms. Marvel captures the essence of a superhero's journey by focusing on the intricacies of Kamala's identity. She isn't just adjusting to being a superhero, she's balancing her heritage, navigating her faith, and striving to exist in a world grappling with cultural complexities. Kamala's character resonates because she embodies a real struggle faced by many, finding herself in a world full of expectations both from her family and her peers. Kamala's journey isn't just about embracing her superpowers, it's also about gaining acceptance of her multifaceted identity. The show beautifully highlights her connection to her culture through vibrant visuals and storytelling. From her interactions at home to her friendships, we see how her identity as a Pakistani American shapes the decisions she makes. In terms of visual storytelling, the tone and style of each show also diverge dramatically. She-Hulk, despite being labeled a comedy, sometimes struggles with figuring out its voice. The transition between comedy and serious moments can feel jarring. You might find yourself in the middle of a laugh-out-loud moment only to be thrust back into a serious courtroom drama without much transition. This tonal inconsistency can leave viewers feeling disoriented, asking themselves, wait, am I supposed to be laughing or concerned? Now, let's consider the overall visual style of Ms. Marvel. The show employs vibrant colors, dynamic camera angles, and even animated sequences that make it feel fresh and engaging. It uses stylistic flourishes to enhance the storytelling, immersing viewers in Kamala's perspective. Each episode transforms into a visual treat, reflecting the excitement and chaos of being a teenager suddenly infused with superpowers. Another aspect worth mentioning is the pacing and character arcs in both series. She-Hulk often feels like it drags at times. With longer episodes focusing primarily on court cases, some viewers may lose interest as the action and superhero antics take a backseat. It seems more focused on establishing the narrative ground rules instead of diving into the battles everyone is anticipating. In contrast, Ms. Marvel manages a well-paced narrative that advances Kamala's character development at an engaging speed. Each episode unravels new layers of her backstory, providing a sense of evolution while simultaneously building up the stakes. The show keeps viewers invested in her journey as she faces challenges, both mundane and superhuman, leading to climactic moments that resonate emotionally. Finally, let's address the audiences themselves. She-Hulk aims to appeal broadly with its witty dialogue and clever writing, yet it misses the mark for many fans seeking depth in their superhero storytelling. Some may feel left out of a series that tries to juggle humor and lessons, but ultimately fails to deliver a cohesive narrative that connects on all levels. On the other hand, Ms. Marvel has managed to cultivate a dedicated fan base by striking a genuine chord. It captivates both young audiences who see themselves in Kamala's journey and older viewers who appreciate the rich cultural narrative.